Wexford in the Leinster final that year, and I would say it was the best display I ever seen out of any Kilkenny team. There were certainties for All Ireland. What happened? Kerr got injured, Postal had his appendix out, and who was Jim Tracy?
Frank without the hurley again, but pounds it very nicely to Liam O'Brien. Liam O'Brien in towards the goal. Mick Brennan going up for it, gets into his hand. They shot that's high, but it's gone. Yes, it's over the bar. It's over the bar. This is Sean Foley. Ball as if stuck to his hurley. Now up to the wing to Joe McKenna. Joe getting up and bringing it down. He takes his shot and it's over the bar. This is Willie Moore. And this is Sean Foley. Intended pass there. They didn't go where it was intended. Liam O'Brien coming back. Liam O'Brien high and over the bar. And the sides are level again. Liam O'Donoghue for Limerick. Being chased now by Pat Henderson. Into the centre to Frankie Dolan. Frankie Dolan on the 21. On the 14. A shot. And it's blocked down. Noel Steen is bottled into the goal. The ball is in the net. But yes, it's a goal. It's went out. The referee has gone up. The ball is in the net. I don't know who scored it. The whole forward.
Limerick beat us now, and that was this. And you know, it's easy to say, you know, if we had everyone, we might have won, but if we had everybody, we might have got a bit more to us. So there's no point in going on that way like about it. We're beaten.
We were probably motivated by the fact that we were beaten in '73 and we were out to sort of, I suppose, the motivation in the camp was, you know, we have our full team now, we've got to beat them, and we went out. And I suppose Limerick were at the psychological disadvantage going into '74 as well.
And Pat Hartigan going down for that one. Willie Fitzpatrick now for Kilkenny. And it's the goal! It's a goal! Mick Brennan the scorer. Mick Brennan the scorer. And here it is again. Willie Fitzpatrick across the goal. And there it goes, kicked into the corner of the net. Nicely blocked and held off there by Eamon Cregan. That's Pat Delaney. And is this a penalty? Is this a penalty? It is. And he sends it into the goal. And here it is again. Eddie Kerr bending, lifting and crash into the top of the net. Pat Lawler. And Pat Delaney out on the half-forward line again, with Keaton Purcell in on the full-forward line. And they're trying these. It's a goal! It's a goal! The low ball into the goal. Pat Delaney, the scorer. These low balls in towards the defence that likes them high. Here it is again. Pat Hartigan tries to get his hand to it, doesn't, and the ball dribbles between the legs of Seamus Horgan. Kieran Purcell now. Over the bar, a point by Kieran Purcell, breaking away from the collateral authorities there with that ball and sending it over the bar. Eddie Kerr now. And the way that man does it, he didn't even look to see where the ball was going. He knew it was going right over the bar. Nicky Orr to Pat Lawler, and there goes the final whistle. And Kilkenny are the All-Ireland champions of 1974, deservedly so, brilliantly so, with the score 3 goals and 19 points to Limerick's 1 goal and 13.
Kilkenny won a record 5th Leinster final in a row in 1975.
In the eyes of the Wexford defenders, and Liam missed it. Second goal. And this is Frank Cummins. That's a point. Very quick point. And that's Colm Doran. And this is Frank Cummins for Kilkenny. Pat Delaney in there with Willie Murphy. And it's just hit the post. It's gone in. Yes, it's in. This is Colm Doran. He's moved in centre half back. This is John Murphy for Wexford. John Murphy being upended there by Tom McCormick, but this is Tony Doran. Kieran Purcell doing it again, catching that one out of the air and sending a magnificent point. Magnificent game by this man Purcell. That's his third point.
Kilkenny had now won 3 of the last 4 All-Ireland finals. They met league champions Galway in the first 70-minute final.
Galway played terrible well against Cork in the semi-final. We were all out, and as a matter of fact, I was in the Cork dressing room after it, and they were fierce down, you know. And they were saying to me, "You'll never beat Galway." I said, "You're probably right," said I. So, you know, we said, I was talking to Damien McElroy, he was a reporter, he collared me coming out, and he said to me, "See, what do you think of Galway?" I said, "Just a great team, so we'll never beat them," you know. But we worked hard on it. But Galway was after beating us in the league semi-final, or in the semi-final of the league, and I was put off the same day, you know. But that didn't matter, they were going to beat us one way or another, I'd say. And as I said, Michael Murphy, or Sean Murphy, had a great game in the middle of the field. And he wasn't at the races in the final, the chunk was both of them, you know.
That's Pat Lally, and this is Chunky O'Brien all alone. And a lovely shot from inside the 40 yards, and it's a Kilkenny point by Chunky O'Brien, his second point of the game. A free for Galway from their own 50-yard line, Sean Silk to take it. And what a belt on that ball. PJ Qualter gets it into his hand. Across to Frank Burke in front of the goal. Frank gets shot, the goal! A goal! There it is, there's the man, and let's see how he did it. Here's the ball, a crack, a shot, and into the back of the net. And Chunky not going too far with his soloing today, it doesn't pay too much. And a high ball got up there by Michael Brennan and sent over the bar for a point for Kilkenny. Michael Brennan, who was moved out to right half forward. Oh, lovely fielding there by Brian Cody. What a wonderful young hurler he is. And here comes Michael Crotty now. And this is Eddie Kerr, and that's the goal. Eddie Kerr in the right spot for the pass. Came his way, there it is, the shot, and nobody could have saved it. It's now 110 to 1-3 in favour of Kilkenny. Can Galway come back now? Michael Crotty takes another shot, and it's over the bar for another point. And all this with less than 4 minutes gone in the second half. PJ Qualter pulls on it, but no, out it comes now to John Connolly. John shot a hopping, dangerous ball. Qualter takes a shot, and it's a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal! PJ Qualter! PJ Qualter was the one who finished it. Here it comes in from John Connolly. Goes up in the air. PJ Qualter goes up for it, taps it down, and it's in the net. And that keeps this game so much alive. The dropping ball and the waiting man. Liam O'Brien shot is high, and it's over the bar to increase the Kilkenny lead once again. That's Kieran Purcell. And this is Pat Delaney with the ball. He takes a shot, and the goalkeeper's got it out. He's got it out. And here's it out to free. It doesn't matter what happens now. It's another penalty. Eddie Kerr sent that one in, but there was another penalty. Here it comes. This time it's thrown. It's a goal. Michael Connolly, and oh, that's the way the cookie crumbles. When things aren't going right for you, things go right for somebody else. And the man who took advantage there was Frank Cummins. What wonderful opportunism. And Mick Lanigan and Johnny McGovern and the Kilkenny mentors delighted with what they see and what they hear, because there goes the full-time whistle.
We had been there for 4 or 5 years in All-Ireland finals, and I'd say the press probably camped over in Galway with all these new players, and with an inexperienced team it probably put a lot of pressure on Galway for that final.
Losing in 75 wasn't all that bad. I mean, we lost to a great Kilkenny team. I mean, the 6 forwards that Kilkenny had that time, I think we'll never see 6 forwards as good as again ever. Each of them, like, you know, could burst through for goals or take scores from any angles. They were just great forwards.
Later in the year, James Stephens won the Kilkenny County Championship, and the following March, Fan Larkin captained the village to win the first club championship for the county.
We were very lucky to be at Buffer's Alley below in Wexford Park in the first round. Georgie's brother Mickey Lahey scored a goal that day, only for that we were bit, you know. And Cody had a great game playing centre back on Dorden, you know. We had an exceptional team, but they had a star-studded team as well, you know.
I think that's 7 or 8 at Cork team plus Frank Cummins, Ray Cummins and all the lads. They were a great team, and they had won a couple of All-Ireland Club Championships, so that was our first taste of it.
But it was a wicked wet day, windy wet day, and I'd say the winning of the toss had a big deal in it. We won the toss and I was captain and I elected to play again in the wind. The first minute I had to go ball in the back of the net.
We were 2-2 to no score down after about 10 minutes. We hadn't registered the score and it looked awful bad. And then we held them to 2 points from there to the end, and we scored 2-10 after that ourselves.
Mylan stuck the ball in the net off a 21, went up off my hand, caught it. It went up off my hand and hit the top of that crossbar and came down up behind it. And after that then we got on top of them.
When I was playing, it was a smaller area that we were involved with, because it was just on the edge of the town really, and very much it wasn't a built up area or anything like that. But now over the last number of years it's very much a built up area, and it's become a very big parish. But the great thing is that we have retained a great spirit, and you know, we've always been known as the village.
Despite losing the league final to Clare, Kilkenny beat Wexford in the Leinster final of 78. A place in the final against Cork was at stake in the All-Ireland semi-final against Galway.
Lovely cut. Blocked. It's a goal! A goal! The ball, if anything, was deflected. This is Matt Root getting inside Niall McInerney. Still Matt Root. Still Niall McInerney after him. Oh, my elbow. And a nice palm ball into the net. Nice fielding there by Joe Greeny, the youngest player in the Galway team. And what a fine game he's playing. The dropping ball into the hand of Ger Henderson. Ger Henderson out to the wing now to Joe Hennessy. Joe Hennessy way upfield with the ball now, being chased by Joe Connolly. Still Joe Hennessy. Still Joe Hennessy. And a point for Joe Hennessy. A fine point there taken by Joe Hennessy. Here come Galway into the attack. Frank Brennan with Frank Burke with the ball now, right in front of the goal. A shot. A goal! A goal! Another goal! He may have missed some sitters early on, but what a goal that was! Noelsky in with the puck out again. And all alone is Matt Ruth, and here goes Matt. And there goes a goal! Matt Ruth, 2-goal Matt, that's who he is.
The final against Cork was an even contest until a Jimmy Barry Murphy shot was deflected into the net.
Oh, lovely recovery there by Matt, and a nice ball. Dennis Paul and fielding in the goal mouth. The ball is in the net. It's a goal. Here it is again. Here it goes in. In fact, it was Kevin Fennelly who finished it. Pat Henderson got in full back, and going off is Chunky O'Brien. In fact, Pat Henderson not full back, but centre half back. Long ball in towards the goal. Hands going out to him. Jimmy Barry Murphy with the shot that's low. And it's the goal! Jimmy Barry Murphy, the scorer of the goal that can win it all Ireland. Well, look, here's Nick Brennan. Now he's trying to burrow his way in through Billy Fitzpatrick. It's a goal! It's a goal! Billy Fitzpatrick, the scorer. There he is. I told you this game wasn't over yet. The ball passed across to Billy Fitzpatrick, and there's the low shot that crashed into the net.
And this one we probably left behind is against Cork. Cork were, I think, a tired enough team in 78, having won 2 in a row, and they won 3 in a row that year. And as I say, no disrespect to them, they were a great team to beat Wexford 2 in a row, but we should have been able to take them that year. And It just went wrong on us in midway through the second half.
I was played full forward in the championship for Kilkenny in '78. We got to the final and we lost out to Cork very, very narrowly. But it wouldn't have been my natural position certainly. But at the time or at any time, you don't pick and choose where you play. You get a jersey, you get a Kilkenny jersey or a Village jersey, whatever jersey you get, and you're just dying to get it.
Lack of experience, I reckon. We're probably the starting of a new team, and probably the finishing of a few of the older guys from the previous great run of the team. And of course Cork were going for 3 in a row, they had experience, but there wasn't that much in it in the end really.
You know, in Cork or in Kilkenny, the defeat of 3 in a row wouldn't have been as readily acknowledged if we hadn't included Kilkenny in our list of defeats in the 3 in a row, and I think when we did that it finally was the icing on the cake for that team.
1979 was the 10th Kilkenny-Wexford-Leinster final meeting of the decade. In a great game, Kilkenny won and were on their way to a repeat of the 1975 final against Galway.
Here's Matt Root breaking away from Mick Butler. Still Matt Root charging through. What a run by Matt Root. Taking the long clearance. He broke away from Mick Butler and then from an angle smashed it in past Henry Butler. That's Ger Fennelly to Billy Fitzpatrick. The champions moving well again. Mick Brennan claiming he was pushed off that. Mick Crotty coming way out to the sideline. And the shot from Mick from way over near the sideline, a very difficult angle. Magnificent point by the full forward. Joe Hennessy, beautifully taken. This is Frank Cummins and the shot. This is Billy Fitzpatrick, that's the goal. Frank Cummins with the shot. It was parried and then it came to Billy Fitzpatrick here and he blasted it along the ground to the net. Colm Dorn bouncing away from him. Mick Jacob, his brother-in-law, eventually getting it away. Oh, beautiful fielding by Ger Henderson and then the long line shot. What a magnificent point. This is Mick Jacob for Wexford. There's coolness and confidence by the centre half back. He's passed then going to Joe Hennessy. The shot from Joe, it's a beautiful point. That was well done by the midfielder.
And then '79 was the first final I actually played in, again against Galway. And I suppose one of the games you'll always remember, I suppose, because it was your first All-Ireland to play in, and a great occasion. Well, we had people like Eddie Kerr and Pat Henderson involved, and people like that. I suppose they came with a lot of experience themselves.
Henderson there a moment ago, and this team there is Frank Cummins and Mick Crotty pulling him across there, and the man on the right, the littlest man on the field, the oldest man on the field, the lightest man on the field, that's Van Larkin. Now Chunky O'Brien has had a green towel delivered to him from the sideline, that to dry his hands before he takes the 65. A point here could put Kilkenny into the lead. But no, it's not high enough. It's gone in towards the goal. Seamus, it's a goal! It's a goal!
It was a miserable wet day in the early stages, I can remember. We probably got a few lucky breaks with a couple of goals to win the game for us. But it was I suppose it was a team that there wasn't a huge amount expected of. And I suppose those type of All-Irelands are often the best ones to win.
Kind of one we could have lost, you know, one we wouldn't have been writing up before anyway, like, you know. So Galway had their chances, you know, on the day, I thought myself.
There used to be a little, still in Croke Park there is a shop as you go in under the Hogan, under the QC stand. It's an off licence. Now this, I didn't bring it, Paddy Morden brought me to it. That when the match would be over, all those 5 or 6 of us that had just to take a drink after the matches, you know, Chunky, Mr. Cloney, Delaney, and Morden, and a few of the Breeze lads, Paul Scaney and Slichter. I'd be just gone before half and being off the field, anyways, and we'd be gone to that place.
There's no doubt about it that 79 was really shattered us. We went up with great expectations, and I remember coming down the train after the game, and even Nuala, my wife, said that we're never going to win it. And I almost started believing in the curse that was supposed to be on Galway hurling, that we'd never win All-Ireland, and we left at it for so long.
At the time, people felt that, but subsequently they would